Hey. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Fallen Saint, Silver, and I'm back again with another video of What If Deku had Takeover Magic Beast Soul Part 3. And I'd like to thank y'all for viewing my videos. My first video is at 90 views already. I wasn't expecting it to go that high, but thank you. My second video is at 36. But yeah, hope y'all keep watching. If you enjoy, leave a like, subscribe. Yeah, let's get on with the video. So, when we last left off, Deku arrived back to the city after parting ways with Kojo and the beasts of the forest after his 7 years of training with them, gaining his first beast transformation and also training his body to superhuman levels, gaining enhanced strength, endurance, reflexes, and speed. And if you're wondering why does he have enhanced strength, endurance, speed, and reflexes. Well, if you do not know already, Elfman from Fairy Tail has these. Like, he is physically stronger, faster, his reflexes are high, he has a high endurance and high speed. Well, I'm not gonna make Deku as big as Elfman, but he will be, you know, his body will be growing as he continues to train. So, yeah. So, like I said, his body has been trained to superhuman levels, gaining enhanced strength, speed, endurance, reflexes. And after 5 years of training with Kojo, he was given a task to fight five quirked beasts that live deep in the forest, and was given a time limit of 2 years to defeat all five beasts. And he did. And in the process, he gained new beast arm transformations. And I will show them to you right now. Give me a minute. Well, here we go. First, we have Beast Arm Iron Bull. And Beast Arm Iron Bull is, well, very simple to explain. Well, let me get its description here. Give me a minute. There we go. Well, Deku's arm is transformed into that of a large beast's arm composed of metal, which is somehow similar to a gauntlet. It supports plates and different lines of bolts on his arm, as you can, well, sorry about that, as you can see right there. And the second we have is Beast Arm Black Bull, the one at the bottom there. Well, sorry, not Elfman, Deku transforms his arm into that of a large black beast's arm, which is dark in color and sports prominent muscles. This increases Deku's punching power or his strength, making him much more, formidable in melee or hand-to-hand combat. And next we have Beast Arm Stone Bull. This turns Deku's arm into that of a beast composed of stone, presumably increasing his attack power, the same as you know, Black Bull. The plates covering his arm, as you can see there, form a reminiscent of those he summons to initiate his takeover transformation, meaning that those plates covering his hand, those plates, is the same as when he transforms, meaning that when he transforms his arm, green square like shaped plates will appear on his arm, forming into whichever beast arm he's using at that moment. And next we have Beast Arm Jet Black Sword, which he gained from fighting the centipede. So Deku, this this is an arm. Well, Jet Black Sword is an arm composed of metal plates and sharp claws, which is identical to the spikes, or let me say the pincers that the centipede had. So this is capable of cutting through anything. Next we have Beast Arm Reptile. When this is when Deku transforms his arm into that of a reptilian beast arm covered in scales and sporting sharp claws. And this has enough power to send, well, the beasts flying, but not too far since, well, the beasts are huge. But yeah. Next, we have his first beast arm transformation that he ever gained, which is Beast Arm Bear. This is when not Elfman, sorry about that again. This is when Deku transforms his arm into that of a furry black beast arm with sharp claws. This is very big and possesses great throwing power. So yeah, those are the beast arm transformation that Deku has after fighting those Quirk beasts for, well, 2 years now. So let us go back. So yeah, now when we last what I left off is was that he was living in the forest. Then where was I? Yeah, he gained, well, new beast arm transformations, which I already showed you. So now we will cut to Izuku's point of view. Izuku, when we last left off, was meditating in the last video, if I remember. Yeah. So now Izuku's meditation is broken due to his phone ringing, which he was gifted by Kojiro for, completing his training. And yeah, so Deku goes on to say, well, hello, who am I talking to? As the unknown caller goes to say, ouch, really? Has it been that long since you heard my voice? Now, Deku is confused at this because this voice sounds very familiar. Then he remembers. Well, before I continue, after Mitsuki and Deku came back from the doctor, she contacted Hisashi to inform, him that Izuku is still alive and was living in the forest for the last 7 years. So Deku remembers his familiar voice and says, old man, is that really you? How did you get my number? Then it hits him. Oh, and Mitsuki. And Hisashi goes to say, never mind that, Izuku. First off, I'd like to apologize for not being there for you growing up, and also for not being able to be there to protect you and your mom. And Izuku says, well, it's in the past, plus I've gotten stronger now, and I'm planning on going to UA and becoming a hero to prove all those, well, who treated me bad or bullied me for supposedly being quirkless, and show them that now I'm a real man. And if you're wondering why Izuku says that, this is something that Elfman does. Elfman takes pride in his manliness. He's somewhat like Kirishima. He'll always take pride in his manliness. So that's the trait I'm kind of giving Deku. So yeah. Hisashi and Izuku talk for a few more hours catching up, and Izuku telling his father about his life in the forest, and that he was kinda raised by the beasts of the forest, and therefore, and before they ended the call, Hisashi told Deku that every month he'll be sending him money for the necessities like food, clothes, and other things, since he is still working overseas and he can't, come back to take care of him. So he'll have to, take care of himself with the money he's been given. So now, well, time skip to the next day. Deku woke up the next day, took a shower, went downstairs to grab breakfast, and got his school bag and left for school. And when Deku walks in, the class gets quiet, and people start to stare at this very tall and very handsome, very handsome boy. Well, he's a bit taller than Bakugo, but not too tall, but a bit taller. And the girls start to, lose themselves because, Deku's, as you can see in the picture, he's good looking. And the girls start to lose themselves as Deku walks to a seat. And, just for that protagonist drama, or let me say that protagonist flair, his seat is at the back of the corner by the window. And so Deku looks out the window waiting for the teacher to enter class. And a few minutes later, the teacher walked in and started to call out the class list. As he is going through the list, he calls out Bakugo's name and afterward called out the next name. Teacher goes, Bakugo Katsuki. Bakugo goes, here, Izuku Midoriya. And the other students get confused because they were told that Izuku was reported missing and or possibly dead. As Baku goes to say, what the hell are you talking about, teach? That damn nerd died 7 years ago in the forest. And before the teacher could say anything, Izuku went on to say, yo, Kachan, it's been a while. I still see you're as hot tempered as ever. Didn't Aunt Mitsuki tell you that I was still alive or I was in town? And this is when Baku remembers back to when Aunt Mitsuki or Mitsuki tried to tell Bakugo about Izuku and he went on and ignored her. And Baku goes to say, "You damn nerd! Didn't you die back there in that forest? How did a quirkless bastard like you survive?" As Bakugo jumps out of his chair and launched himself toward Deku and tried to throw an explosion but is shocked to see that Izuku is no longer in his seat and looks around to see that Deku is nowhere to be found. And before Bakugo say a word, Bakugo wakes up in the nurse's office. And Bakugo goes to say, "Damn, what the hell happened?" As his lackeys go on and tell Baku that when he began his assault on Deku, as he was about to launch his explosion, Deku disappeared in front of all of them, and he reappeared behind Bakugo and grabbed him by the waist and German suplexed Bakugo into the ground, knocking him out. And if you don't know what a German suplex is, it's a wrestling move done by, well, wrestlers. Well, the opponent or the wrestler goes behind his opponent, grabbing him by the waist and flipping him backwards, making him land on the side back of his head, so knocking him out. So Bakugo is in disbelief because he lost the fight to the same quirkless nerd that he used to beat on. And from then on, Bakugo continued to pick fights with Izuku and found himself in the nurse's office some of the times, or every time, because Izuku is very strong in this. Because training with Kojiro was no joke. Like, if you've watched the movie Hero Rising, you can see that that man is quite dangerous. So we'll now time skip to the end of middle school. So Deku is now 14 years old, and he has begun and he has been continuing his training, picking up on a few martial art styles. Sorry about that. He picking up on a few martial art styles, being well boxing, taekwondo, and a very interesting and unique fighting style that he learned from a strange man named Eddie Gordo. And if you all know who this is, well, good for you. If you don't, I suggest playing Tekken. Nice game. As he learned a very unique fighting style from a man named Eddie Gordo. And he has also learned a couple of words that he took to heart and will forever shape his personality. And this fighting style that he learned was called capoeira, where you basically use your legs to fight in a dancing style manner. Yeah. So the teacher walks into class with the papers as he's about to begin his announcement. Today, we're going to talk about what career paths you all are planning on pursuing. And before the students could say anything, the teacher said, "I'm kidding. I know you all want to go to the hero course," as he throws the papers in the air, as the students start to freak out and use their quirks, except for two people, being Bakugo Katsuki and Izuku Midoriya. Baku goes to say, "Hey, teach, don't let me in with this bunch of losers. I'm the real deal. They'll be lucky enough to be some sidekick to some busted D-lister." As the student's going to say, "You think you're better than us, Katsuki?" As he jumps on his desk and goes to say, "I'm the future number one hero, and I'm going to be better than All Might. That's why I am going to UA." As the students start to start talking, whispering, saying, "Wow, he applied to the number one, school in Japan. That has a 0.1 acceptance rate." As the teacher goes on to tell Bakugo to settle down and goes on to say, "Well, Bakugo, you do have good grades and good physical grades as well, so you are capable of passing." As the teacher looks at the next paper as he sees Izuku's name. "Oh, Izuku Midoriya, you also applied for UA." Some of the students start to snicker and laugh, and one student states how can Izuku get into UA without a quirk? He's destined to fail. The other students start to laugh as Bakugo walks up to Deku and blows up his desk and says, "What makes you think that UA will accept a quirkless bastard like you?" As Bakugo was about to throw another explosion at Deku, Deku disappears behind him, grabs the back of Bakugo's head and shoves him into the ground and goes to say, "Look, Bakugo, I'm getting tired of putting you on your ass every time you pick a fight with me. And plus, I never said I was quirkless. And what difference would it make? I beat you multiple times without my quirk, while you have been using your quirk. That doesn't mean I'm worthless. That just proves I'm stronger than you. Plus, with my grades being the best in the school, and my physical capabilities being extremely high, why would they not accept me? And if you think Deku is being a little too cocky, well, he did get a little bit of a cocky streak from Kojo since he did spend, 5 years with the guy. So he did pick up a few, you know, traits here and there, but he's not too cocky, but he is cocky when, need be. As Deku takes his belongings and leaves the classroom and makes his way home, and on his way home, he takes a shortcut, which is the underpass or the tunnel. As he is walking through, he hears the manhole cover slightly move, and Deku thinks to himself that maybe it's nothing, and he keeps on walking till a sludge-like monster pops out of the sewers and goes on to say, "Hey kid, give me your body. I didn't know the freak was in town." As Izuku went on to say, "What the hell are you? Are you some kind of booger monster pedophile or something? If so, then no way are you touching me." As the sludge villain got angry and went on to attack Deku, but thanks to Deku's, speed and reflexes, he was able to dodge the sludge villain pretty easily until he got tired of dodging and raised his right arm and said, "Beast arm, partial takeover, Iron Ball." As Deku digs his hand into the ground and ripped out a chunk of the floor and threw the piece directly at the sludge villain's eye, making it scream in pain because, on top of Deku's enhanced strength, his beast arm do boost his strength by quite a lot. So the attack did quite a lot of damage. And out of nowhere, a booming voice went on to say, "Never fear, for I am here." As he throws a mighty Texas smash, that causes the wind pressure and everything, that blows the sludge villain apart as he walks closer to see a tall young man with long black hair, green tips, and built and chiseled body. And he goes on to say, "Young man, are you okay? You did well to keep the sludge villain busy." As Izuku goes on to say, "Oh, damn, it's All Might. Yeah, I'm okay, and it was no trouble, but what are you doing here, All Might?" As All Might says, "I was chasing this villain throughout the city, and I lost him, but thanks to you, I caught him. By the way, what is your quirk, young man?" As Izuku goes to say, "My quirk? Hmm. Wait, I'll tell you my quirk if you tell me your quirk." As Deku goes on to laugh. As All Might thinks to himself that this kid is pretty interesting and says, "Hmm, maybe." As All Might then picks up the sludge villain, puts him in a ball, and says, "Well, young man, I can't tell you my quirk, but what I can say to you is that you will make a great hero one day." As he jumps off. As Izuku says, "Damn, I forgot to ask for an autograph." As Deku checks his notebook to see All Might's autograph. Damn, All Might's fast. Little did All Might know, though, his jump had a little too much force, which made the bottle in his pocket fall out and land on top of the ash blonde we all know and hate or love, depending on who you are, Bakugo, who kicked the bottle and walked away, allowing the sludge villain to escape and attack a girl. A girl with a black, pointy ponytail. And if you know who this is, good for you. If you don't, what are you doing? Like, this girl has the. Nope, 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 nope. I'm getting off track. Now we go off to Izuku's point of view. Izuku then went on his way and heard a commotion by the shopping district, and he decided to go and see what it was all about. As soon as he arrives, he asks the people in the crowd what is going on. As one of the people in the crowd goes on to say that a villain is holding some girl hostage, and Izuku says, "Why are the heroes? Why are the heroes not doing anything?" As one of the heroes, being Death Arms, goes on to say that we do not have quirks that can handle a situation like this. As Deku goes on to say, "You call yourself a hero, and yet you can't even save one person. You don't deserve the title of hero, and you don't even deserve to call yourself a man." As he looks at Death Arms, Izuku then ran up to the sludge villain at blinding speeds as he throws his backpack directly at the sludge villain's eye and grabs a hold of the girl's arm and rips her out of the sludge villain, jumping back, holding the girl in the arm, Rider style, and asks the girl, "Hey, are you alright? You're not hurt, are you?" As the girl, being Momoyari Rozu, saying, y- yes, I'm okay. Thanks to you. My name is Momoyari Rozu." As Izuku goes on to say, "Nice to meet you. My name is Izuku Midoriya." Oh, hold that thought. As Izuku puts Momo down by the heroes and ran back to the Sludge villain, who was still in pain due to the first attack. And before he could do anything, All Might jumped in and said, "I am here," and threw a monstrous destroyer smash that blew up the Sludge villain and changed the fucking weather. Like, people don't understand that All Might's punches can change the weather. Like, that's how strong All Might is, and he's not even at his prime. So imagine what he could do at his prime, but still. Anyway, and then the crowd start, well, to chant All Might's name. And All Might states that he is not the real hero today. He is not the real hero today. Sorry about that. That this young man is. And as he looks behind to see the boy saying goodbye to Momo and running off, since he does not want to deal with the media, and that's kind of a hassle. So we go cut to Momo's point of view. She'll be like, "Oh, I forgot to ask his number. Well, I hope I see him again." And she walks away blushing as All Might chases after Deku, and after a while catching up and saying, "I am here," turning the corner like a normal person as he stops and starts to cough out blood since his time limit did run out. And they could be like, "Yo, are you the real All Might or are you an imposter?" As All Might goes to say, "No, kid, I am the real All Might." As All Might goes on to show Deku his scar and tells him how he got it. Like, he was in a fight with a very strong villain and he, didn't leave unscathed. As Deku was like, "Damn, All Might, sorry to hear that." As as All Might goes on to ask Deku that what he did gave him courage to go past his limit and go plus ultra to save that girl. And so he wants to, he wants Deku, he wants you, wait, no, let me say, and All Might wants Deku to be his successor and inherit his quirk. As Deku thinks about this and says, "Well, my quirk is already pretty strong," but he goes and asks All Might, "What do I gain or benefit from your quirk?" As All Might goes on to say that his quirk is a stockpile quirk, meaning that the more it's passed down from user to user, the more power it gains, the stronger it gets. And plus, it's also an enhancement quirk, so it enhances your quirk as well. As Deku thinks about this and says, "Well, if I do get his quirk, my quirk is boosted and probably will give me better control over it or not." It's kind of a double-edged sword. As then he says, "But the more power I have, I can protect the people I love and never let them get hurt again." As he thinks about, the accident 7 years ago when he lost his mom. As he goes on to say, "Sure, All Might, I'll take it." As Deku and All Might, well, Deku accepts All Might's quirk, and All Might goes to say that, "Well, meet me at Deguba Beach 1 week from now." As Deku says, "I, I'll meet you there." As then he walks off, and yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave it off. I know, I'm not sure if the video's around what, it's 23 minutes, pushing 24. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave it off. And thank you guys, for staying this long or watching. And leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to get notified about more videos that I put out. Well, I apologize for stuttering, any accent. My accent isn't an English accent. It's a little mixed, but yeah, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Silver out.